Well, it's official. Credit Suisse is now being bought out against the shareholders' will, possibly too. I just made a video on this just a few hours ago talking about some of the craziness that's happening this week. And part of this was Credit Suisse and some of the reports that had come out today. So if you haven't seen that video already, I would suggest watching that because of some of the other stuff that we talked about in that video. But just as a reminder, just a few hours ago, we had news that UBS had offered to buy Credit Suisse for $1 billion. And they basically, the government was going to help them out, was going to take on some of the pressure. And then the government stepped in and said, basically, maybe we won't even allow them to buy it. Maybe we'll just take over Credit Suisse. There's some reasons for that. Apparently, Switzerland says that there was a risk that Credit Suisse was going to go bankrupt. So that doesn't sound good. Obviously, if they're going to step in this quickly on a Sunday, right, there had to be something wrong. Also, they said that they might have to bypass their own laws to do this. They weren't even going to allow shareholders to vote on this buyout. They're basically going to sell them for 1/8 the price that they were on the open market and not allow them to actually vote on it. So this was kind of crazy. Now we have news that this is actually done. And we'll talk about crypto here too, because crypto is moving up a lot right now. Bitcoin at 28,400. So we'll talk about that towards the end. But this is the news. UBS is buying Credit Suisse. UBS is going to pay about $2 billion. And now I've heard closer to $3 billion. We'll show that in a second. 55 cents a share. Swiss Central Bank is going to give UBS a $100 billion liquidity line. UBS looks to bypass shareholder approval, and deal announcement is expected today. Now, that was from about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Now we got news. UBS is going to buy Credit Suisse for CHF 76 per share, or CHF $3 billion. So to be clear, that is around, should be 82 cents US dollars. So 82 cents on the dollar, and this was just trading for $2.01, $2.15 in aftermarket. So this was a $7 billion company, now being sold for $3 billion against shareholders' will. Now, some other things that the government's doing, the Swiss National Bank is pledging a loan up to $100 billion, or 108 US dollars, 100 billion Swiss francs to support the takeover. The Swiss government also granted a guarantee to assume losses up to 9 billion Swiss francs, or about $10 billion, from certain assets over a present threshold in order to reduce any risks to UBS. So this sounds like this was basically given on a silver platter. Keep in mind, the bank has assets like their headquarters too, that some people are saying are worth $1 billion themselves. And now they're saying, hey, we're also giving a loan of $110 billion. We'll also, if you have $10 billion worth of losses, we'll take those from you too in this kind of takeover. So even if the balance sheet was short $10 billion, don't worry, we got you. And this is happening on a Sunday. So this shows you how bad things got that they had to do this today. How much worse it got over the weekend, that they thought that they had to step in now, and government employees and bank employees are working on a Sunday. That doesn't happen too often. We also have other banks that are facing some contagion, as we talked about in the last video. Deutsche Bank, possibly. Two banks here sound like they are asking for the government to step in and say how good they look. Their liquidity is, they have substantial liquidity. They have enough capital. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, and this is not looking good. As we said as well, some U.S. banks, mid-sized banks, are asking for the Fed to basically say that they'll backstop deposits for the next 2 years. We have a lot of craziness happening this week too, as I said in my last video. So be on your toes. This is the newest development in the last few hours, but we also are going to see how much the Fed added to their balance sheet. Also going to see the Fed rate decision. We also have the Arbitrum airdrop that's happening on Thursday, and all this craziness is starting to show up in crypto. Look, Bitcoin at 28,400. Crazy. Ethereum at 18,000 or $1,800 over $1,800. It'd be nice if it's 18,000. A lot of other cryptos up too. Now, Bitcoin dominance is going up. We can see 3.5% here, and the overall market's up 2.5%. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance here. So Bitcoin dominance has been going up recently. Bitcoin's been outpacing the overall market. Now, if the market pulls back, Bitcoin dominance could still go up too. We'll have to pay attention to that. It's right around 47.3%. Let's go to the 1 day here instead. You can see it shooting up over the last 1 day. And if we go back a couple days, right, it's been up only for Bitcoin dominance from about 42.8% now all the way up to 47.3%. And I've been saying that I think Bitcoin is going to outpace the general crypto market. I said that in a video a couple days ago. That was 80% Bitcoin. 80% of my crypto is in Bitcoin. And that's because I think dominance is going to go up. I went through in that video. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, because I still think Bitcoin dominance is going to go up. And Bitcoin's just off to the races here today. It's awesome. If you're a Bitcoin investor, if you've been able to buy in over the last couple months, everyone that's bought in the last 6 months, actually longer than that, is up. Let's take a look here at the 1 day. If you've bought since June of 2022, last 9 months, you're up. So congrats to everyone that's still sticking around. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you probably have some allocation towards crypto, and this is good. The liquidations are coming in. We have 40 million over the last 4 hours, so not a ton. I mean, over the last 24 hours, 105 million. Not too many, but most are shorts. About 2/3 are shorts right now, which would be expected, right, when we're making these big upward moves. Now, I'm not going out and actively buying crypto right now. I'm not buying Bitcoin, to be clear, and I've said that in a lot of the previous videos. I loaded up a lot at the bottom, or towards the bottom, in this range here for months, and I'm happy just to sit from the sidelines, watch this all play out, maybe take some profits if we keep on pumping on some altcoins. I'll take some profits, but right now, Bitcoin dominance is going up. It's a good time to be an investor. We'll have to see what comes out of all this UBS, Credit Suisse debacle. It's interesting that's done, but don't think that this is the end of the banking issues. I think that this is, not the start, but it can get worse from here for some banks. So be on the lookout. The banks that make it through this, there might be some attractive deals to pick up some of them. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if you think this week's going to be pretty crazy, or maybe what I've missed. Check out the links underneath the video in case you want to join the Patreon, know what I'm buying and selling. And you can check out Margex in case you want to leverage trade your crypto. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what cryptos you're buying right now or you're watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.